Hi, Hayden here for Play Music Magazine, and in this video we're taking a look at the Vigier Shawn Master signature guitar. Before we get started, if any of you guys watching this don't know who Shawn is, please go and do some research as soon as possible. Sadly, he passed away several years ago, but while he was alive, he was not only a ferocious guitar talent, but just an amazing all-round musician. And I can almost guarantee, if you haven't heard any of his material, you've never heard anyone play quite like him. If you are familiar with Shawn, you'll be quite familiar with this guitar. It was the guitar he endorsed up until his death and had used for quite a few years. It's based on the Vigier Excalibur model with a couple of key differences to make it his signature guitar. So, let's get on with the specs. On first appearances, the guitar does follow the Excalibur recipe, but there are, as I mentioned, some key differences. Let's take a look at those. Starting with the body, here on the Master Series guitar we have a flamed alder body. This is an incredibly rare wood that's indigenous, I believe, to France. Here covered in this clear black finish. There is the maple neck using the familiar Vigier 90-10 system, meaning 90% wood, 10% carbon. You can see the carbon strip here, although you certainly can't feel it while you're playing. One benefit of this system is that there is no truss rod in the guitar. Now that may sound troubling to some of you out there who aren't used to guitars without truss rods, but because of the way this neck is constructed with the carbon fiber, it will not move. You can change gauge strings, change tunings, change climates. This neck is not going anywhere, offering a real, well, buy it and forget it way of thinking about neck adjustments. The scale length on this guitar is actually 24.8 inches, just slightly larger than the standard Gibson scale length. And also the fretboard radius on this guitar, well, there isn't one. It's absolutely flat and fitted with medium frets. Now, if you've never played a flat radius guitar, you might be in for a bit of a shock. It's the same as many classical guitars. Some people do say they're quite difficult for playing chords on. Some people say they're more suited for lead. The truth is, it just takes a matter of adjustment. To many people, this guitar, because of this, is a bit of a Marmite guitar, meaning you either love it or hate it. And people tend not to fall into two camps. But we've found with a small period of adjustment, you can really get to love not only the extra flat radius on the Shawn guitar, but also the microscopically low action. I mean, seriously, we've never played an action quite this low before. Over to the hardware. We have the Vigier non-locking tremolo, which is mounted on bearings here, so it doesn't wear out like a knife edge trem might. Pickups wise, this has Damasio Air Classic humbuckers in both the bridge and neck, and a Damasio FS1 single coil in the middle. Now, everything about this guitar, from the insanely low action through to the trem sat flat on the body here, was exactly how Shawn would have his Vigier guitars set up. They set each of these up as if it was being sent out to him directly, and that's a cool feature if you want to cop a bit of his vibe, but it's also cool because it makes for a refreshing and unusual guitar. Controls wise, we have one volume and one tone, and then we have a 5-way switch, which in this instance takes care of some automatic coil tapping for us. You'll notice no position has the middle single coil on its own. This is quite normal in guitars of this nature. It's one of the least used pickup combinations, that one pickup on its own. Moving up to the top here, we have the Vigier oversized locking tuners, because Patrice Vigier believes the more mass you have up there, the better it is for sustain. When it comes to playability, once you have adjusted to that flat radius and microscopic action, the neck is a really delicious modern C profile, incredibly comfortable, and together with that aforementioned action, it's almost like there's nothing there. Right, that's the specification and a little bit about the guitar. Let's check out some of the sounds. We're going to start, as ever, with clean sounds, moving from the bridge humbucker through the single coil variations we mentioned before, all the way to the neck humbucker. And now let's briefly listen to a couple of overdrive sounds using the bridge humbucker and the neck humbucker. As was mentioned earlier, the Shawn Lane guitar probably isn't for everybody. With the flat radius and super low action, some people might find it a little bit of a handful. However, if you're willing to persevere, you'll find a guitar that not only plays like a dream, but has a fit and finish that's absolutely impeccable. It's very forward-facing and has some great tones tucked away there. All in all, an absolutely fantastic guitar and well worth a good look. Okay, that's about all we've got time for in this video. Please check out our website at www.playmusicpickup.co.uk to check out our online digital magazine, check out our archives of reviews and interviews, and also maybe enter a couple of competitions. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to our friends at Sounds Great for letting us take this guitar away for review. Cheers, and see you next time.